The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another House of Stein Hot 10 show and Hot 10 list. Our compadres here with me tonight, minus Mr. Aaron Yee, who is, I believe, playing a show in Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma that he's playing the show? I think he's out in Oklahoma City.
Be careful, Aaron.
Yeah, watch out for Doc Joe. He likes to take gold teeth. Shout out to Doc Joe in the chat. Hopefully you got to see Doc. He said he was going to go hang out with you. So, you guys, thank you for everybody that's hanging out in the live chat. There's a lot of you right here with us tonight. 63 of you at the beginning of the show. Please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're not subscribed to the House of Stein and to Beyond Wednesdays. It's kind of funny because Stein was saying to me at the beginning of the show, he's like, you know, people still don't realize that the two channels are different. And I go, I know, man, it's crazy. I get that all the time. So for those of you guys that don't know, the House of Stein YouTube and Beyond Wednesdays YouTube are different channels. You should subscribe to both. So go check them out.
Until the day they come together and will be known as the House of Wednesdays. The ultimate collab.
Yeah.
I needed a laugh. Thank you, Joe.
We'll do top 10 drama. Drama.
Well,
so
let me tell you.
This is like the DC Marvel amalgam books or whatever.
Yeah. Oh boy. We got an interesting show for you tonight, you guys. We're going to get into some topics a little later on. That's going to be very interesting. So we'll talk about that later. Hey, but go ahead, Hood.
Hey, Brian. So I had my Vampirilla Transformer cells and fucking like clutched about a shitload of books, right? So I'm printing out the fucking labels, and one label says 5 pounds, and the other one says 4 pounds. So I get this big mega box. I thought it'd be a smart ass, right? So I'll send 4 pounds. And then lo and behold, this box that I put all these books in, I try to like sneakily put it there for pickup to be shipped off. And the postal guy, hey, no, come here. And I go, all right. And he's looking at it. He's typing it in, puts it on the scale. And he looks at me, he goes, you know how much this weighs? I go, probably about 6-7 pounds, man. He goes, bro, this is 25 pounds. And I go, 25 pounds? Oh, can you just do it there and just fix it? So he starts fucking typing like a fucking rat. And he goes, that'll be $127. I'll go ahead and take it and redo that label.
Ryan's Comic Garage. I know you're close to me. I will take him, brother, if you won't. If Hood doesn't. So
yeah. So don't try and get away with one at the Postal Service, bro. Thought the cops were coming, bro.
So we are going to do a giveaway tonight again, right, Stein? Is that the case?
Yes, I've got one more of my exclusives to give away. You can have this one signed or not signed. I don't care. Again, I'm putting the back cover only. I'm not showing it on this channel. If you want one, you want to see it, you can go. I didn't even post this on my Instagram. So the only way that really you can see this is if you go to my Shopify, and then you can find it. Or I've seen other people post they got their orders and they've been posting them, and I really appreciate that, guys, for those who have done that. That's really kind of you to do that. So I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I think it's time just to get into it. We'll start with our woe/blow books of the week.
I couldn't find a blow book, dude.
Oh, I got one.
You got one?
So our woe book of the week. Shout out to Stein. I didn't even know he put this on there until right before the show when I was like, let me go look at the woe book of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Sveta Shabina Harley Quinn Elvira #1 variant
Mama!
is the woe book of the week. A Beyond Wednesday's Crew variant that will be available to a select few of you who are in the live chat next Wednesday, the 17th, for Wednesday night review on Beyond Wednesdays. So
Let me yeah, so the only people that can't get this is his name rhymes with Brad Selden. Everybody else can get it.
I spelled her name wrong in this little thing, so I got to redo it. I forgot the A on the internet name, but
yes, you did.
yeah.
What's up, Derek?
So this is how many are available. So
yeah, congrats on this one. I mean, when I saw
Alex?
this, I was like, wow, this is really, really well done. There's so many things going on this. Just really well done. Was this a concept that she came up with completely, or did you guys come up with the concept?
So we've been waiting. We've had this for almost 6 months now. No, we have had this for 6 months. We've been sitting on it. And the way that we did it is, you know, when I first saw Sveta's work, I hit her up and I didn't know she was in Ukraine. And I hit her up and I said, this was way back, probably when we first started the channel. And I said, hey, I would love to have you come on the show. I'm a big fan of your art. Would you come on and do an interview with us? And she basically just said, sorry, I'm in Europe and it's hard for me to do interviews, so I can't really do interviews. And I go, well, I would love to do a variant, cover with you someday. And she's like, oh, that would be fun. And then, so I met her artist rep. I searched out her artist rep through the House of Stein. I ended up finding him through the House of Stein because we were talking about her so much. And I hit up Adam and I said, hey man, I would love, I'm hearing there's a Harley Quinn Elvira book coming down the pipe. It hasn't been announced yet, but I would love to get the very first published Harley Sveta cover. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it. And I go, okay. So what I did is I went and looked at all the Sveta stuff that I love, that I thought would look great on covers. And I gave her like 10 pieces of her artwork. I said, we love this for like ideas for comic covers. And then I said, and then I said, here are some original covers. And I showed her the Dave Stevens homage, the Dave Stevens Vampirella cover. I said, we love this cover. And I gave her a few other covers. And I said, if you want to try and homage those, you can. If you want to come up with your own thing, you can. And so I let her just do whatever she wanted. And this is what she came. Well, the first one she came out with, I'll be honest, is 10 times even better than this because Harley was in her original costume. And DC asked us to change it to the newer costume. This is great, but I'm telling you guys, if you would have seen her first idea with it was this with just Harley in her original costume, and it's so much better. I wish we could have put that out. Maybe at some point, we'll figure out a way to put it in a print or something. I know it's hard to do because it's DC property, but so we did it, and we were just waiting.
It's a tidal wave.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing about Sveta and her crew over there. They're not cool with any of that. So I have a lot of respect for them for that. But sitting on it for 6 months, knowing how good it is and being like, I just want to show people. And I'm glad that we can finally now show it. So here it is, you guys. This will be available for a select few. We're going to drop some, they're not going to be shipped out till around Halloween because we got New York Comic Con and everything's crazy going on at New York Comic Con. We'll get back from New York Comic Con and then we'll be back for a couple weeks and then we'll start shipping them out. But I will be putting up a select few early pre-sale for Beyond Wednesday's live viewers Wednesday night. And then the rest will be available on our eBay Live and Whatnot sales throughout October. So there's only 400 and this is the crazy thing, you guys. There's only 400 of the trade dress and only 400 of the virgin. And you got to remember, we're going to be we're giving Sveta a bunch of comps. So there's only going to really be about 300 of the trade and 300 of the virgin available at the most. The rest will be given to Sveta as for her AP comps. And I think we'll probably try to do something like you did, Stein, showing that they're AP, seeing if they'll be cool with that or if they'll want to do that, or maybe just have her write AP copy on it, for each one. And then there will be 150 foils and 50 metals. So I will try and take some to NYCC to put out at Heroes Reborn's booth, John Ramirez. He'll be he has a booth at NYCC, and if I get him in time, I'll take him to New York with me and put a few of them there available too. And I'll let you guys know how many will be available, when we get closer to that time period. But, this is printed copies. So, this is all that will be printed, and there's going to be less available for sale. So 400 printed of the trade and virgin, 150 of the foil virgin, and 50 of the metal virgin. So gonna be a lot of fun, man. I love this book, this cover. I love this artist, and I love the crew. And I'm just happy that we're able to do this stuff. Stein kind of agrees with me. I think it's fun to do smaller print count stuff like this. And we're not big retailers. We're content creators and comic fans. So when we can do, small print counts, anything I do at Beyond Wednesdays, I'm going to do my best to keep below 500 print count. And I know Stein's, thinking something similar too, to try and always keep things low print count. And I think that's the fun of it. And it also, gives the fans of the shows in our community something extra, for being part of the community. They get first dibs and, get a little bit of save a little bit of money, if they're members and stuff like that. So, Wednesday night, you guys, next Wednesday on Beyond Wednesdays, be there, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Beyond Wednesdays. That is our Whoa Book of the Week, and we will be talking more about this later. Let's get into our Blow Book of the Week.
Oh, that blows. That blows.
Hot zombie chicks.
I'm just looking at Joe.
Yeah, look at Hood.
Man, these are fucking good, bro.
Oh my gosh.
This one's crazy, dude. The Marilyn Monroe one.
That's
Okay,
Marilyn Monroe? Where do you get Marilyn Monroe, bro?
She's
First of all,
she's
this
standing
is-
over the
this is
grate.
Oh, I
like-
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like false advertising. I mean,
Hot
first of
zombie
all,
chicks.
yeah, I was gonna say, look, zombies gone wild. I don't even know what year these are from.
Bro, these are some ugly bitches, dude. Damn.
And how is that one like? I mean, look how tall she's picking up a car.
Yeah, a 50-foot woman.
That ain't 50 foot. That's like 500 feet.
I wonder what number 1 looks like. This is just number 2 and 3.
Yeah, I don't even know who the publisher is. I don't know if these are on a database. I just saw these on eBay, and I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I told Brian I need to change my eBay search engine apparently because it's pulling up stuff like this. Woof. This is
Barf.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. These are rough ones. But that's what you get with the
look, I want you to look at these comments. I like these. Where do I find these? These are really cool. I should have known. Should have known.
They got some character, bro.
The blow books aren't always bad.
That was my initial reaction. Like, this is pretty cool, fucking cool, dude. You know.
James Kreider says, but what do they sell for? What did they sell for, Stein?
I honestly don't know. I just screenshotted the thing from eBay. Hold on, I can tell you. Let me go back.
Where's part 1? I want to see part 1.
Right?
I don't know. Hot zombie chicks.
Yeah, part 1.
No, not part 1. Oh, there is a 1.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is 2 and 3.
Okay, so the 1's not as bad as 2 and 3. I mean, it's not great. It looks like she's maybe like 95 years old. She's got like her face is like sunk back in with her teeth.
Let's see it.
Yeah, it's not good.
How much did they sell for?
Let's see here. This lot sold for $25.
There you
with
go.
Free
you
delivery.
Guys. There you go. Somebody in this chat's got one.
Somebody in this chat bought these. What are you talking about? It was Joe.
I don't have them. But this, I would pick them up if I saw them.
All right. Let's get into the almost 10, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off with another great Elvira book. This book was a big deal when it first came out, specifically the one we're talking about here. Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft #1, the Adam Hughes metal variant, which was limited to 100 copies, but most of them were damaged when they were sent out, which makes them very rare. And this copy that sold was one of the damaged ones, right, Stein?
Correct. Yes. Yeah, and it sold for $410 raw.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe, if you go look in that box that you just received, there is one of these in there for you to. Well, we're gonna see how good Joe is. I'll say that. I still don't think it's possible, but we'll see if he can do it. But yeah, 410 raw. That was there actually is a 9.8 of this, of the metal version. So I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe they pressed it. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, 410 raw. That was the highest price version I could find.
I feel like Leg has a graded version of this. Is it the 9.8?
Of the metal one?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. He's not going to fix the metal portion of this is perfect. Yes. So even this copy, the metal there's nothing wrong with the metal. It's on the inside. It's when they put the metal cover on top of the book. They crinkled the cover. Yeah. So if you open up the book, the inside front cover has damage to it. It's hard to describe. I'm sure Hood's going to take a picture before he tries to do mine. I'm sure he's going to take a picture of it, because if he's able to do this, then you guys literally.
I'll be sending him mine.
Yeah, he can do miracles. I can just tell you that. If he can get this thing out, I just don't know if it's possible. I can't see how it's possible, but I'm challenging you, Joe.
Yeah.
You want me to go get it?
No.
Did you already pull out of the books?
Of course, I had to screen them. I took pictures of every single book.
No, you did not.
I swear to God, I did.
I don't even know how many I sent you. It was a lot.
It was like a little over 80.
Well, I guess I need to go ahead and sell something to pay.
Oh, there you go.
Of course, you do have some J. Scott Campbell books that.
That I do. That I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, moving on. Next, a book that I love that I've never owned, but I thought it was so much more rare than this, considering it was 22 karat gold. Onslaught
remember
X-Men issue
that.
number 1, the 22 karat gold cover, which was limited to 2,000 copies.
2,000. Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know how condition sensitive these are. I didn't really look at I forgot to look at the pop report on this.
Well, that polypropylene, if that broke down, it's gonna like leave a haze over that gold filter.
Yeah.
And just like give it like that. It'll take away that sheen, but there's a way to bring it back.
Oh.
I love
Cool.
Onslaught and the whole time period of X-Men Onslaught. It was such a great time period for comics for me. I was reading, picking up all my X-Men books every Wednesday when this was coming out, and it was just a cool time period. And I think Onslaught's a great character. I was bummed out when they showed who he was at the end. That was kind of cheesy to me, but I'm okay with it now. It's going to be a big deal when X-Men 97 comes back, right? So,
yeah, so it was a CBCS 9.6 that sold of this, and it sold for $500, which is more than any CGC 9.6 has ever sold for. So,
and the interesting thing about this is, for those of you guys that don't know, there was 2 books that they put out. They put out X-Men Onslaught Universe and Marvel Onslaught Universe. And this is both of the covers on one book. So you can see them if you kind of like tilt your head sideways. You can see the left side or the bottom is the X-Men Onslaught Universe, and the top portion or the right side is the Marvel Onslaught Universe. So great time period for comics, man. At least for me in that time period. David LePage says, I had quit collecting comics just before the whole Onslaught storyline. So a lot of people did. That was like around the Heroes Reborn era too, I think, right? So anyways, moving on. This is a big one. Looney Tunes issue number 15 from 1995, the DC Universe variant.
Yeah, Looney Tunes has, I think, 4 or 5 DCU logo variants. Yeah, so this one is pretty hard to find. This one in VF Plus, which, if you know DC Universe variants, a lot of the people that buy them are not really that fixated on condition.
Yeah, because they're trash.
Just because some of them are so hard to find, and they were all packaged weird
and given to kids.
So finding high grade copies is sometimes very, very difficult. This one still sold even in not great condition for $360 raw.
So Derek says, imagine if all these big DCU sales were just like 2 dudes going at it. You're basically right. There's probably, like, I would say 50 at the most DCU, like hardcore DCU collectors out there that just battle over these. And Stein was telling me a story this morning, or this right before the show, that is crazy. And another lesson for those of you guys who are maybe new to comics or maybe new to selling comics of what not to do.
Yeah, if you guys remember, what was this, a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever that Spawn Nether Realm variant came out, and somebody posted, "Hey, look how this is the rare Spawn Nether whatever," and they posted they had like 100 copies. Like, just, I mean, it was just like, well, that was stupid. And then they basically couldn't. They were selling for like $500-$600 a piece on them, and then they ended up selling for like 100 a piece because these morons wanted to. They thought they were flexing by showing how many they had, but all you do is the appeal to some of those things is that nobody can find them. So don't do that. And so somebody did that with a couple DCU variants. They posted they had 30 copies of one of the harder Superman ones to find, and they're like rare. And you're like, it's not rare. You've got 30 copies. Like, what are you talking about? So don't do that. If you've got a bunch of them, it's not rare. Bleed them out. I mean, I'm not giving you advice on how to sell things, but if you're trying to sell them, bleed them out. Don't do that. That's the selling point of some of these. I don't know. It just makes no sense.
Yeah. These are, listen,
It's like hitting on 17, dude. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he does have a lot of them though. And I will say that when you are talking about like a couple of people, it truly is that. I remember there was a 9.6 I had of the Superman one with the statue from the Death of Superman. I think it was the statue one. I can't remember if it was Action or Man of Steel. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, I had a 9.6 of it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to put it up for a really high price. I'm going to put it up on eBay for like $500. It's never sold that high." And it literally sold in like an hour. And I was like, cool. And then the couple of people that I know collect them, they're like, oh man, you could have gotten way more than 500. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, but it's just the few that are buying them, they will spend the money on them. They want them and they're going to get them. So,
yeah.
There you
go. Moving on next to another crazy book that blows me away. It sells for this much. Pink Panther Super Pink Special from American Mythology in 2017. This is issue number 1. This is just the A cover too, right here. An AF-15 homage. And
who knew about this cover?
Not me.
I get it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was a Pink Panther AF-15 homage.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
That
shit is fucking fire, bro.
Isn't that crazy? I didn't even know this thing existed.
Dude, that shit is fucking fire, bro.
So, yeah, $40 raw on this one. This actually sold like a few, like prior sales were like $4. So somebody was like, hold up, this is not really that easy to find, and it's an AF-15 homage, and it's freaking Pink Panther. So again, I didn't know this one existed.
Yeah, cool book.
Wow. And what are the comps out there? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the few that I saw that had sold of this before were like in the $3 and $4 range.
Oh,
so yeah, so this one sold this week for $40.
Yeah.
So
wow. All right.
Oh gosh, Derek.
That was a great. I had to put that one up. All right, moving on. This is another weird one. Duncan the Wonder Dog, which is a graphic novel, and specifically the second print is the one that sold this week. But let me tell you about this book. So it says here, what if animals could talk? What would some of them form a militant group in reaction to how humans treat them? Would humans treat them differently? Come explore this dense tome of an alternate universe where lavish renderings recall the work of Dave McKean. Duncan the Wonder Dog will be one of the most talked about books of 2010. It's a 400-page black and white graphic novel.
See, first of all, I'm agreeing with David. This is not a dog. That is a sheep.
That is a sheep, yeah.
Like, why is this Duncan the Wonder Dog?
Mm-hmm.
And the cover is a sheep. My comic shop says there is second and later printings. I don't know how many printings there are of this book.
They should have stopped at 1.
I think all the first print, based on what my comic shop shows, the first print's got a black bar across the front, not like to like censor it, just like it's like a title or something like that. And then all the later printings all just are virgin covers. But The sheep in
Yeah.
the story thinks
Here-
it's a
here's-
dog. Oh yeah,
here's-
there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Let me go ahead and show this to you guys. There we go.
Which that even looks weirder
Yeah.
with the bar across the middle. But yeah, so this one sold for $70 for the second print. I mean, it sounds like an interesting story. I don't know about this cover. This cover's really weird, but
Yeah.
and it looks like the top of him is like a photo, and then his chin looks like they're like, nah, we're just gonna draw in some lines here and be done with it.
I hear the lambs crying. Do you? Yeah, right.
Hello, Clarice. Tell me about the lambs.
All right. Next on the Almost 10, a really cool Barry Wrightson cover. I mean, it's not a great Wrightson cover, but it's a cover that I wouldn't necessarily think of if I was going through the back issue bins. American Vampire issue number 2, the 1 in 25 Wrightson.
Wow.
Yeah, from 2010, early Scott Snyder series, of course. And yeah, this book sold for quite a bit raw.
Bro, that's crazy. I've got that whole run. I've never seen this cover, man.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange cover. I mean, first of all, it's underwater, so that's not something you generally see from like monster vampire things. Like how they're underwater, but
Yeah, but it could happen.
I guess. I mean, you're dead. I guess you
Yeah.
don't need to breathe, right?
Ah.
Yeah. So this one sold for 60, and I don't know. It's just I agree with Brian. It doesn't really look like a Wrightson cover, and I love Wrightson, but this doesn't necessarily look like a Wrightson cover. But now that I know that it is, I kind of want to find it.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I love collecting old school Bernie Wrightson stuff, but anytime you see new school stuff, it's worth picking up. I know he did I think a Planet Death variant recently, I think, which is crazy. So there you go. Be on the lookout. Let's see here. Off topic, but is buy the dip no longer a thing? No, it's something that we like to do when Richie was around. When Richie had his channel, shout out to Dollar. And we just, it takes, people don't realize how much effort it takes to create content, yet alone just a list. Stein's, it takes a lot for Stein just to, here's another thing I want to talk about real quick.
Oh boy.
I don't think people realize that Ben is not just talking about somebody else's lists or getting a list aggregated for him based on sales. He is spending the time to look around the hobby, look at sales, and he's creating the lists himself. So there's been a lot of pushback I've seen recently, and it happens every couple of years where people say, oh, Hot 10 lists are lazy and you guys are just speaking about somebody else's lists. That's not the case here, you guys. Stein is creating this list, and it takes a lot of work to create something like this. And then if you want to make it into content, that adds just as much extra work on it. So sometimes, it's a little, we're a little strapped for time and we don't get a chance to do the buy the dip as much anymore. But it's something I imagine you'll see here and there, every once in a while on the show as we move forward. So I just want to remind you about that.
I will say this. I am AI and ChatGPT free. There is none of it in my household. So while some people may use that and that's fine. I'm not downplaying anybody that does. I will not even use it at work, even though my work is telling me to use Copilot, and I won't use it. So I'd rather be wrong than use it. I don't like it. I'm old and I just don't want to do it. I don't want to use it
you, brother.
at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No worries on that, Tracy.
I don't take offense. And honestly, even if you were criticizing me, anybody that I think I've how many years have I been doing this now?
Almost 10, I feel like.
A long time, and I have never ever wavered from the fact that you can criticize me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. If everybody's on my side all the time, then I'm probably not being edgy enough. Like there's a fine line of being safe and edgy, and sometimes I have to step over that line, and that's okay. And and you guys can get mad at me, or you guys can argue with me, or you guys can do. That's fine. But I've always been open about how I do it, what I do. And yeah, unfortunately, most of the time it just comes straight from my strange little brain, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Next, Gambit, issue number 1 from the 2012 series. This is the Chris Bachalo 1 in 25 variant, which I don't think I've ever seen this cover.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I had either. I was not. I don't even know why. There was 2 specific sales on this, like back to back. There was a raw copy and then a CGC 9.8. The raw copy sold for like 75 or 80. I can't remember, something like that. But then the CGC 9.8 sold for $350, which was real. I mean, it was like 4.5x from what the raw copy.
This book is a fucking ghost, man. Serious, like you're not gonna find this book. I mean, if someone has it, they know what it's worth. You're not gonna find it for $5 on eBay. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, looks like Black Widow, right? That's
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's Black Widow. I'm surprised. Ben never showed this book. I bet it's so much of a ghost he doesn't know about it.
Yeah. Long story short.
Yeah, and that Black Widow's his chick, dude.
Yeah.
That's his jam.
Yep.
And maybe he did show it, but I mean, I would remember this book. That's crazy, dude. That's a hell of a cover.
It is. It is. So 9.8s for $350. Wow.
Man, some of these, and it wasn't a store exclusive or anything like that. Fuck, man.
No,
Whenever you guys see variant edition in those square, like those are the last of the OG variants, man. What was it? 2010, 11, 12.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great piece of advice right there. Be on the lookout for that little variant edition box. It's a great piece of advice. All right, next. This is a book that I couldn't find this book anywhere. I couldn't find any information on it. I couldn't find any other images of it on the internet. I had to ask Stein, hey, send me where you've seen this, because I couldn't find anything about it. X-Men Prime from the 2017 series, issue number 1, the Ryan Stegman variant. And it looks like it was a comicbook.com variant of some type.
Joe, have you ever seen this?
Nope.
Yeah, Brian said he was trying to find it on all kinds of databases, couldn't find it anywhere. I've never seen this. It sold for 150 raw. The listing, and I don't know if this is true or not. If anybody knows anything about this book, the listing said that this was never publicly released. I don't know why it wouldn't have been. I mean, it's not like, I mean, it's Stegman. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff Stegman's out there. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if anybody has any information on this, first of all, if it wasn't released, then how did this get out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I couldn't find nothing on it. Nothing. It's not even on. I couldn't even find it on Cover Price. So.
Oh, well, hey, DeVoe. Throw it on. There you go.
Yeah. So. Yep. Looks like it might be maybe a wraparound. I don't know. I love Storm though.
There's a lot of characters on this cover.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
I love how Stegman draws Drax as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Stegman is just a great artist, man.
He is. He really is. All right. Put that one in your memory bank for sure. Moving on to another great Mark Teixeira cover, Panther. Especially, he did a couple of these Panthers. He did a 1 in 25 of this, which we talked about not too long ago. This is issue number 1, the 1 in 10 from 2012. Another great Dynamite book. Listen, you guys, there are some of these old school Dynamite books from this time period that are super tough to find.
Dude, Mark Teixeira is a beast, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He had some major dingers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he did. He was a good hitter. Yeah, I mean, so this one, when I first saw this, my first thought was, remember the Harris ones where they had like the Panther was like on a flip cover?
Yeah.
And so some people would list it as Panther, and I was like, oh, this what this is. And no, this was from the Dynamite, so this is its own title. This is just a 1 in 10. Raw $75 is what this sold for this week. Shout out to whoever got the 2 Mark Teixeira sketchbooks from the last Stein pack, the 9/8s. That I can't remember who won those, but those were sweet.
Yeah.
Imagine talking to this chick on the phone. What's up, Panther?
It is kind of a
It's
weird
just
name. Every time I hear
just
Panther,
Panther.
I think of Panthro, right? So, Solo Wookie says she has really beautiful eyes. Yeah, I bet. I bet. So, all right, $75 raw. Moving on. This is one that I really love. You guys know this. Love me some Creator First. This hits on the Creator First list. Derek, I'm not sure if this is on the list, but if you can check, add it to the list. Shout out to my boy Derek, who has been really helping me curate that list again. For those of you guys that don't know, Beyond Wednesdays has a Creators First list. It is a Google document that's a living document that you can add and update yourselves if you guys want to check it out. It's in all the descriptions of all the videos that I do. Find it in the description below. This is Barbaric Fantasy, issue number 1. It's the first independently published Peter Laird comic book. And that's a big deal because if you know who Peter Laird is, you know he is critical to the independent comics world with, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this seems like a very rare self-published book from 1975.
Yeah, remember last week we had the 1 staple variant. This one's the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5 staple variant. Yeah, so the copy that sold, I don't know how rare this thing is. It was a VG copy, and I don't even know when you get into some of these black and white self-published things. I mean, like I would think it's even hard to like authenticate these things, right? I mean, it would seem like those are probably easily just throw them in a copy machine and you could probably print it out.
It'd be hard though it'd be hard to fake this because the patina, you could see the yellowing, the staples. But you're right, Stein. I imagine there's people that if the book's big enough, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they'll figure out.
Yeah,
a way
wasn't what didn't see? Maybe they still don't. Wasn't it like? Was it like a gobbledygook that they would not?
Yes.
Grade or something like that because of all the they couldn't verify if it was real or not.
Yeah, for the longest time, I think CGC wouldn't grade gobbledygook or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, 200 for a BG raw copy. Again, I don't really know. It's crazy cover though. I mean, for 1973.
Yeah, 73. Sorry, I said 75. It's even longer. But it's part of history, in my opinion. You know, Peter Laird is such a big part of comic books lore and history. This is one. Shout out to Mark Spears, who's in the chat, that says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was published in 84. So this is 11 years before that. He was 19 at this time. Wow. Wow, that's cool. Very
That
cool.
is cool.
So, all right. Moving on to one of my all-time grails that I have not acquired yet. I'm a huge fan of this series, not only because of the great Steve Niles, who is an amazing writer, but also the great Ben Templesmith, who I love as an artist. 30 Days of Night, issue number 1. Finding a first print is so tough. And not only that, there is a even tougher version where it has a spiral like notebook version of this that is very rare. And both of these copies are on my bucket list.
Yeah, this one set an all-time high this week for a CGC 98, sold for $900.
Wow. I feel like that's cheap for this book. This book is so tough to come by. That old IDW logo on it. So tough.
Yeah, and you think about it, I mean, this covers all, or this book is almost 20, quarter century old now. It's, with it being all white like that, it's hard to find these. It's hard to find them at all, but it's hard to find them in, high grade.
Yeah. Yep. Very tough book. Classic series. A major, another historical book, in my opinion, for comics. It was a big deal for comics at the time to have this hit. A big deal for IDW at the time. So,
yeah, the chat's saying that Comic Tom has the spiral version.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is sweet. All right. Well, there you go, you guys. Shout out to all of you who have joined us and are hanging out with us. Make sure you guys come hang out with us Wednesday night, the 17th, to maybe score a copy of this right here. The Harley Quinn Elvira #1 Sveta Shibina variant, which a select few will be released with a link during Wednesday night review on Beyond Wednesdays this upcoming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Another series that has also another great Mark Spears variant that we might have a few of to offer you guys in live sales coming up. So shout out to Mark in the chat. Yeah.
Who?
Oh, I never heard of that guy. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Come hang out with us this Wednesday, where we'll drop a few of these for select live viewers of the Beyond Wednesdays channel.
That's
love
pretty
this.
sweet.
Yeah, really love this, and looking forward to getting it in your guys' hands. We'll be shipping them out a couple weeks after New York Comic Con. So just be aware of that. But like I said, we're going to be offering up a select few for early pre-order for Beyond Wednesday's live viewers on Wednesday night. That being said, let's move into the list. Starting off with our Golden Age. Golden Age? Nope. This is a historical sale, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Frazetta's painting for a Conan novel back in the day. This is the Man-Ape original painting by Frank Frazetta, sold at a heritage auction for an all-time high for a Frank Frazetta painting. Now, let's talk about some history first before we tell you how much this sold for. The Egyptian Queen sold for $5.5 million, I believe, Stein, right?
I think that's correct, yes.
And then another painting sold after that for $6 million. I can't remember which painting that was.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. So the Dark Kingdom. Yeah, the Egyptian Queen sold for $5.4 million in 2019. Then in 2023, the Dark Kingdom from 1976 sold for $6 million.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been destroyed because this painting of Man-Ape sold for $13.5 million at a recent Heritage auction.
Yes, just a few days ago. Wow.
Hey, honey, I forgot to tell you something.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just the jump in price is what. It's not the fact that it sold for millions. I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's kind of like that Kobe Jordan 1/1 that the dude from Shark Tank bought for 13 million. When I mean, like the highest price ever for a card before that was the Mantle 10 that sold for like what,
9.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like just way more than anything prior, which is
And
like this. I mean, this is just.
This isn't even as good as the Egyptian Queen. I think the Egyptian Queen is one of Frazetta's greatest paintings, and this sold for more than double that, right?
So you know what this sale
triple.
does to the
Triple.
other Frazetta original art, man.
Yes.
Like it's not like, I know what you're saying with the Kobe Jordan, the 1/1. Now if that's sold, like all the Kobe and Jordan books are, I mean, cards aren't just going to go up arbitrarily, but because this Frazetta original art sold for that amount of price, like it's easy to say like his other original art is going to command a bigger premium. Like, does that make sense? Like,
no, it does. Well, and I don't even necessarily think it's limited to Frazetta at this point. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, while I would say that most people probably agree that Frazetta's, up there, I don't know if he would be considered the all-time best. I would say he's in the conversation, but I don't know. I think if you're starting to talk about, all-time greats of, comic or fantasy art, I mean, there's a handful of people up there. Well, you start throwing their original art out there as well, and now theirs is going to greatly increase as well because of the sale.
Wow. It's crazy, man.
Can you imagine the rush of actually bidding on this? I mean, even if you did have $1 billion, I mean, just sitting there clicking the button, like, man, there was another $1 million I just spent. Oh gosh, I think I can go another $500,000. Ooh, I think I can. I mean, I cannot imagine the rush of.
I wouldn't buy this for that. I feel like this is not the best. I mean, it's Frazetta, don't get me wrong, and you guys know how I feel about Frazetta. He's the three goats to me are Frazetta, Ross, and Wally Wood, and this to me is not it's not even close to one of the best Frazetta, paintings. But like you said, Stein, they come up so rarely for sale that,
I wonder who the original owner was, man, that put it up.
Yeah, where do these come from?
Well, he didn't like selling his paintings, so we were lucky enough to interview Sarah Frazetta, his granddaughter,
right?
Which was she's amazing, and she does these great this great content for Frazetta girls, and if you guys follow her on YouTube, she's constantly putting out content. But she explained that he didn't like selling his stuff, and it wasn't until he got much older, and he was towards the end of his life that his wife, convinced him, hey, we need to start selling some of these. So that's a great question, Stein.
Yeah.
Would you, this is going to sound like probably a stupid question because it's not necessarily comics, but if you were to buy original art, would you rather spend $13 million on a Frazetta, or would you rather buy a Bob Ross original?
A Frazetta.
Because you can't get a Bob Ross.
You can't?
You can't buy Bob Ross.
Really?
No, he never sold a painting. All the paintings he did on the shows, he donated to the PBS stations.
Are you
never
kidding
sold
me?
any. No. So you can't buy a Bob Ross. That's why I'm saying.
I'd much rather have a Frazetta, though.
I would rather have a Bob Ross. Only because I grew up watching that dude.
Okay.
Like, I mean, literally, I watched him. I mean,
Yeah.
I would just be like, why am I watching this dude why am I watching this? But he was so intriguing to watch in that 30 minutes that he was doing that painting. And to actually own one of his paintings would just be just unreal.
I can't think of very many modern artists like that, in my opinion, reach the status of Frazetta. Like, you know, I don't know, man.
What about that guy?
No, I'm talking about like even modern art, like, you know, like, you know, some of the, like, Keith Haring, or, who's the other guy who was around with Keith Haring? I'm forgetting his name. People say Banksy, but Banksy's stuff is always on like brick walls and stuff. He doesn't really do paintings. So
go take the wall down and put it back together in your living room.
Yeah. Basquiat. Yes. Thank you, Brett Hessart. Yeah. Basquiat. Like I there's very, you know, Andy Warhol. Like I would rather have a Frazetta over a Warhol, even though, you know, I don't know which sells for more, but there's very few modern artists that I'd rather have. And when I consider modern, I'm saying like 1900 and up, compared to Frazetta. Like he is the GOAT. Yeah, very interesting. All right, next, our regular honorable mention this week, an oldie but goodie, Spawn issue number 9, the classic first appearance of Angela, first appearance of Coglisto, and the first appearance of Medieval Spawn, I believe.
Angela joined Rivals, is that right?
Yes.
Marvel Rivals?
Yep, recently.
Yep. So obviously some renewed interest. Obviously this is still is one of the strangest properties to jump ship.
Yep, lots of lawsuits. Yeah.
Yes, very strange. And so I mean, like I get that this is her first appearance but it's in an Image. It's just weird. I don't really know how to think about the character in this context, but 1 billion copies out there. I mean, like there's got to be 1 billion of them.
Yeah.
If you're gonna invest in this, I would recommend the newsstand, or that was it like the German one that's got like it's all silver foil or something like that.
It's embossed.
Yeah, it's like something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can't remember if that's German or what that was from, but yeah, CGC 9/8 of these are back up to 100. This one kind of roller coasters. It's not like Spawn 1 that is pretty much at all times $125 and is liquid of a comic book that you can have. It's not quite that, but it's probably pretty close. I mean, I would say that all of us still, we still at least look in the first 10 issues of Spawn and are looking for number 1, number 5, number 2, and number 9.
Shout out to John, aka Heroes Reborn, that says, "What up, guys? Brian just sent you 2 pics from Stegman's post back in 2017 about that cover." All right, let's go take a quick look here.
What's going on, John?
All right. Oh, I've got
so Liger said it was the German
Zabit
version. Okay.
and John. All right, so this is from Zabit. He says, Ryan Stegman, an unused cover I did. What do you mean unused cover? One sold.
Maybe Stegman sold it.
See, it is a wraparound.
Look at that.
Like I thought.
That's even better as a wraparound.
Yeah. And then John says, it wasn't rejected. It's a long story, but it was just an unfortunate situation that occurred. I still got paid. An unused cover. So it got out. It's out. Wow.
Dang it. Now I wish I would have been able to buy it.
I know, right? Well, there you go, you guys. Be on the lookout for that. Somebody's sitting on a ton of them. So be careful. We need to, it's funny. You brought up the Netherrealm book for another issue, but this feels like that Netherrealm book where somebody's probably sitting on 3,000 copies of it, and they're starting to slow roll them. Who's that seller that sold them? That's the interesting thing.
Let's track him down. Drama.
Right?
That's how it starts, bro.
House of Drama.
Wow. That's crazy, man. There you go. All right, let's get into number 10 list on the list this week. Murder Podcast, issue number 1, the 1 in 5 variant, is on the list this week. It was on the almost 10 last week, I believe.
No, it just came out this week.
Oh, it just came out this week. Okay.
Yep. Now there is a
Numbskull.
there is a, I don't even know how exactly they're distributing it, but there is a different variant for this book that I think Ignition Press is like maybe only giving out
And blind bags.
to certain, to like certain
Jeremy
retailers
Holland
or something
ones.
like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I haven't seen. I don't even know what that one looks like. This one's a pretty sweet looking cover. Did they did at the Ignition Press? Did they have this one for sale? I don't remember this
No.
one being for sale there.
No. And I've read this. I did read this. It is a little wordy, but it is graphic. We talked a little bit about it. I forget which show. I think on the industry show, which caused me to go look at it. I'm going to stick with it. But, man, there are some really graphic moments in this. Like, holy cow. Shout out to Mrs. Horsecock Express for the $4.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, brother.
Horsecock.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, that's a crazy cool cover right there.
Yeah, so this one's selling for about $10, which is about double, like retails like $5, so it's selling about double.
Nice.
Yeah, it obviously you guys know that this is a weird week in comics, so I mean, we take what we can get, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, we love Ignition Press over here, so we're rooting for them, and we hope to see more books on the list. All right, at number 9 this week, a book that was on the list last week that now has gone up in price, so it's back on the list. Doctor Strange issue number 450, the Mike Mignola Hidden Gem 1 in 50 variant.
Yeah, it was on the almost 10 last week because it was just selling for right about ratio, which was about $50. This week, because there wasn't that many copies of this, which we kind of talked about. We were like, there doesn't look like there's very many of these for sale. So pretty much all those copies are now gone. Now selling for like 60 to 70, and I didn't really see that many for sale right now. So we kind of suspected that this one may not be very plentiful, but it's hard to ever know exactly if they're going to be hard to find or not. But yeah, still pretty cool Mignola cover.
It is. I like it. All right, number 8 this week, Tama, issue number 2, the Tony Fleece 1 in 10 variant, which he did the 1 in 10 for issue number 1. He's doing the 1 in 10 for the rest of the issues. It is a mini series, I think, out of 6. Nice little throwback to not only Pokemon, but Tamagotchi, the original, like, weird game. This is a 90s kids nostalgia right here.
Tama!
Yeah.
That's what I'll do with the foreign books, dude. If there's a badass foreign book, I'm gonna go Tama. So I got drama, mama, and Tama.
This is kind of doing just like the number 1 fleece variant. This one's selling for 30 to 35, which is basically what the first one sold for initially when it came out. I would tend to say that this was probably a little bit lower print run than number 1, but I don't obviously know that for sure. But I would, in general, that's the case. So
I'm very interested in this publisher, Panic. I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm rooting for them too as well. I hope they do well and we'll see how everything plays out. I like their logo, nice little skull.
Are
logo.
they at the disco?
Nope, but they're a new publisher, so we're gonna root for them. All right, number 7 this week. Was this on the list last week? I can't remember. I think it was. It was on the almost 10, maybe. No. Star Wars: The Legacy of Vader, issue number 8. The Kale New 1 in 25. First appearance on this one of Tava Ren, I think is the name.
God.
Yeah.
Who's Tava Ren?
One of the Knights of Ren.
Sister.
Yeah.
Abba!
What was I even saying? Oh, so this one last week was selling for like $25. Now it's selling for 50 to 60. So yeah, so this one I mean, it's a pretty cool cover. I like I never think you can really go wrong with those deep red deep red Star Wars cover or colors and stuff like that. And then you obviously put the the lightsaber in there as well. It just looks good. That deep red and black just looks gorgeous.
Yeah. There's a couple of covers that I like for this issue. I'm a fan of the Knights of Ren. I know they were sorely misused, but it was a cool idea. And man, did they mess up Star Wars so bad? Like, this could have been such a cool thing. God, did they mess it up? So, all right. Next, number 6 this week. Love me this covers. Love me some Joey Mad. Joe Madureira, Virgin 1 in 50. The 1 in 200 is just as good in my opinion. All 3 of these covers are good by Joey Mad. X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha, issue number 1, the Joe Madureira variant.
Do you like this?
I love this, dude. I love this. I loved Age of Apocalypse era books. I love Joey Madureira. This is a great freaking cover. And the black and white 1 in 200 is just as good, if not better.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at his mouth just makes me think of Predator. Like he's just That's what I don't know. I'm just thinking, but I'm not that big of a fan of Joe. But yeah, this is the 1 in 50 Virgin. It's selling for 60 to 70. I would assume
a symbol on his hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
a
it's
big one.
Or it's like a helmet that he just stole off somebody he killed.
Yeah. And I understand that a lot of people don't like Joey Mad's style. He's very cartoony and video game-esque, like Marvel vs. Capcom type era. But I love that. That's like, I'm a Joey Madureira, Ed McGuinness fan, That's the type of stuff I love. So this is nostalgia for me. 60 to 70 raw on this one, though, is nice. What are the 1 in 200 selling for? I imagine they're quite a bit, if very few, have sold.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. All right, number 5 this week. This is an interesting one. Street Fighter issue number 1 from Malibu Comics in 1993.
Oh yeah.
The first U.S. comic appearance of the Street Fighter characters. New movie is being filmed with a bunch of big name actors, which is crazy. And people are going to start.
Yeah, I didn't see the names. So that came out like a week ago, and I saw the little video or whatever, but I couldn't. The pictures were so small, I couldn't tell who they were, and they kept flipping back and forth between the video game character and then the actor. And I did. Do you have a list of who they are? Because I didn't. Yeah, I was trying to look at them like I can't look at these. These are I can't pay attention.
Yeah, here we go. So here are the actors. We've got Jason Momoa as Blanca, David Dastmalchian as Bison. Here, let me just bring this up. Here we go. Let me go ahead and pause this. Here we go. So you guys can see That guy's playing
Hold
Ken.
on, is that David Das Malchian guy? Is that the guy that was at that
Yeah, he's in
that
Ant-Man.
talk? Was he that talk show? Like he did that talk. He was the talk show host, and he was like interviewing the devil or something like that. Do you remember that? There was.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that who that is? Okay.
Yep. I don't see any other. Well, I know the guy that's playing Cody Rhodes is playing Guile. The guy who what's his name in the wrestling? I forget his name. He's playing Akuma. Eric Andre is in it. Wow. Dalsim. 50 Cent's
50
playing
Cent?
Balrog. This is crazy to me. Andrew Scholes is in it too, which is nuts.
What?
Yeah. I love Andrew Scholes. He's hilarious. So there you go. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So
Interesting.
Kyle Mooney's in it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of excitement for this. And of course, always translates to hot comic books. This book I felt like was really overprinted. There was a gold edition too, if I remember correctly. So be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah, but this one did sell for an all-time high this week for a 9.8, sold for $350.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
22 years old, right?
I mean,
I have that book. I picked it up for $1 in a back bin a couple of years ago, man.
nice.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of these in dollar bins.
Oh yeah.
So
Cool.
all right, number 4 this week. I love this too. Green Lantern issue number 43, the Eddie Barrows 1 in 25 variant. Of course, the casting of Black Hand and Atrocitus has people going crazy for this era of Green Lantern stuff. And this is my favorite Green Lantern stuff.
I was going to say that was your favorite Green Lantern.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What, the Jeff Johns run?
Yep. And that's where they're going. That's who this character is going to be in this series. It's going to be this. A lot of people are saying, oh, you should be going after the first appearance of Black Hand. Now, go after this book. Go after the first time he shows up in the Green Lantern stuff, because that's where Black Hand becomes the coolest character. So.
Yeah, so this one, this CGC 9.8 set an all-time high for this one this week for $225, which so the raw, this was not that easy to, there's not that many of them out there. Raw copies sold for $40. So again, it's that, you should be looking at, for moderns, 9.8 should sell for about 3x-ish of what raw near mint copies sell for. So this one's a little bit above that. This is more like 5.5x. So either the 9.8's too high or the raws are too low. So it's kind of one of the two. If you're on the side that you think 225 for a 9.8 is probably about right, then you should probably be picking up raws of this, because the raws should catch up, more in that $60 to $75 range.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a lot of really good Greg Horn 1 in 25s from this era too. So be on the lookout for those. Used to have a bunch of them.
Hey, yeah, before we go to the top 3, do you want to give away this?
Yes, we do. So here we go, you guys. We got a giveaway for you. Shout out to Stein for doing this great variant for Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which you guys can find on Stein's Shopify site. If you guys want to purchase one of these, the link is now in the chat. These are only available for a short period of time, and then they will no longer be sold. So if you want
October
one,
3rd.
From when?
Till October 3rd.
October 3rd, you guys. You only have until October 3rd to buy these, and then whatever he doesn't sell are going to be destroyed. So, if you want one of these, go check it out. It's in the link below, and we're going to give one away right now. So here we go. shout out to look at that, Rhino. Shout out to Rhino in the chat. Ryan Hayslip. Good dude. If you're there,
Hey!
Rhino,
All right. What's up, Ryan?
yeah, let us know if you're here, brother. If not, make sure you hit up Stein, who will send this book out to you.
Oh, we just rerun it. Sorry, Ryan.
No, he was in the chat earlier. He said what's up to everybody, obviously, because he won
Hey,
the
dude,
book.
what are the
so-
rules, bro? You got to be in the chat all the way to the end.
I don't even think we went over the rules on this one.
Yeah.
We're doing prison podcast rules.
So, congrats to Rhino on that one. Make sure you hit up Stein. Let him know. Shoot him your address to get that out to you. That is a sweet, sweet
That's cool,
win
man.
right there for sure.
Yep. And if you want it signed, then I can sign it. But if you don't, I don't have to sign it either. So whatever you want.
There we go. There we go. All right, you guys. All right. We need to preface this. So,
Preface.
it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week, not just in the world of comics, but in the
Yeah.
world period.
Yeah, it has.
And it's kind of spilled over into the world of comics. And what we're getting ready to talk about, you guys, for the rest of the show is a very touchy subject. And we know that some of you feel certain ways about this, but you know, Stein is he's very particular with how he does his lists, and if a book is selling, it's selling. And you know, Stein, if you want to talk a little bit more about this before we get into it, you know, I'll leave it over to you.
Yeah. So obviously, I just want to keep. First of all, I just want to keep everybody civil. Obviously, we see what non-civility ends up with, and that's not how any of us should want to roll. So you know, we're not going to ban people in the chat. We're not going to even really delve too much in this. I'm reporting that these things are obviously, you guys all knew that these would be here. Because they are selling, and they're selling it in mass amounts. I will say, if you are a buyer for these, just remember what happened a few years ago with X-Men Gold. Those sold a ton, and then a month later, nobody cared about them, and you could have picked it up for cover price. So that is a caveat with this. This is also, it's basically now a defunct series.
Yep.
So just if you're trying to think you're investing, I don't think this is necessarily like something you should be investing in. For those who have them and are going to sell them, I don't blame you. So if you don't feel guilt, I'm sure you don't. If you're trying to sell them, I don't think you do feel guilty. Obviously I have mixed feelings. When Stan Lee died, a lot of people were capitalizing off of that. And I don't think there's necessarily anything inherently wrong with that. The market is what the market is, regardless of you didn't create the market. So you're not being dishonest or anything like that. So I don't think there's necessarily anything inherently wrong with it. What I will say is, and I've done this with my wife, definitely the last couple of days, with your spouse or your significant other or your kids, just make sure that you are spending the time with them that you need to, because none of us know our last day here. And while I think it's disgusting that people cheer for people's deaths, it's not surprising in this day and age. But you should be, regardless of any political leaning opinions. I don't really care about your opinions. None of you guys know my political leanings. None of you guys know my opinions, and I purposefully keep it that way. but make sure that you are taking care of your family. Make sure that you are staying present in their lives to where when you are gone, because we all are going to be gone at some point. When you are gone, um, they will remember you fondly, and they will never forget you. I see too many people who have lost people, and they're like, I didn't even know them. I didn't know my dad. I didn't know my brother. I didn't know them at all. Your family's who you need to cling to. And unfortunately, I would say over the last 15, 20 years, most of our country has gotten away from that. We've gotten very far away from our own families, and we should definitely be clinging to our families more, regardless of where you stand on any issues. So if you are going to comment on this or have an opinion about this, again, please keep it respectful. If you're going to have, discourse in the chat, no name calling. We're just basically just going to start kicking people, and I don't want to do that. I don't. We don't censor here. We never have. We never will. But there's also a time and place for everything, and honestly, comics are my escape from reality, and I don't need the drama of people's opinions about subjects that, quite honestly, nobody knows my personal experiences. I don't know your personal experiences, and while our views may be different, we can still enjoy comics, and we can still be friends because we all like comics. And I just hope that everybody comes out of this whole, not just with one incident. There's been multiple incidents this week with several different things. The thing with the guy that, beheaded his employer right in front of that employer's family. It's just so disturbing. And I just pray that we all just can just take a deep breath and be changed by what is going on, and kind of just step back and just maybe just accept that maybe our thoughts we're not right all the time. I'm not right all the time. And none of you are right all the time. If you are, or if you think you are, then there you go. There's your first wrong thought. So it's okay to be wrong. I don't know. I just want to make sure that all I see on the internet, and I basically had to unplug the last 2 days because I just see just so much disgusting talk, regardless of who it is. It's just disgusting, and there's no place in my life for that, and I don't want to see it, and I don't want to hear it, and I don't have to. Like I said, comics are fun. They're supposed to be fun. Keep it fun. We can still enjoy comics, but that's all I have to say about that, I think.
I want to, real quick, before I say something about it, I want to just go through these. At number 3 this week, we have the Redhood issue number 1, all the non-ratio covers, which are selling anywhere from $25 to $50 a piece. At number 2 this week, the Redhood issue number 1, the 1 in 25, selling for $60 to $75 this week. And at number 1, the Redhood issue number 1, Jim Lee Virgin, the 1 in 50, selling for $250 to $300 this week. And I think Stein has said it very well. I think one of the most important things is to remember that this man was murdered in front of his children and his wife, young children and his wife, just like Stein said about the other incident that happened. And, I think DC did the right thing. I think they did the only thing they could do at this point. Not only have they canceled this series, they have come out and they have canceled the Gotham sampler as well, and I think that's a smart thing. I think the sad part about all this is I've seen a lot of people who I consider friends, a lot of people who I consider acquaintances, who I respect their opinion, say some pretty awful things over the last couple days when it comes to comics and what has happened. And I think we've really desensitized ourselves, not just in this country, but around the world for the most part, to what human life is and how important it is, and that nobody deserves to lose their life over civil discourse. I don't care what you're saying. You know, this man never caused violence, never was violent. It was civil discourse. And that's very important in our country. It's made our country what we are. And I think that it's very important just to remember that not only did thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watch this man lose his life, which is something none of us should ever see. We should never see something like that. And we saw it happen 3 times recently in this country over the last couple months or last couple weeks. And yet alone us seeing it, their family shouldn't see it. And it's very sad. And you should have respect for that, for at least their family. Maybe you didn't like what this guy has said or how this man has said it, but nobody should ever have to see that, especially if it's a loved one. And when it comes to the comics thing, we've seen this happen before. We've seen, people pass away and their books, Ozzy Osbourne passes away, their books sell. Creators pass away, their books sell. Some people don't like it. Some people are okay with it. I think that when we lose people and their books sell, it's because people are like, I really like that guy and I want to go get that book now. And there are some people that are going to make money off of this. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm always willing to change my opinion on things. And I think that's an important thing about the discourse in this country. That's important, is that we should all be willing to sit down and have a conversation. And nothing like this ever happened because of that conversation. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks, and not just in our world of comics, but hopefully people out there realize that this family lost their everything. Multiple families lost their everything, and it's not something that is anybody should make fun of in the settings where this writer made fun of it. And hopefully it will change in the future, and that maybe we'll care a little bit more about human life and care about a little bit more about human decency. And it sucks, but these books are selling, and they're selling for a lot of money, and it kind of sucks. It really sucks. I know DC did put out a thing asking stores to send them back. I don't know how many stores are going to send them back. I know there's a lot of people that have come out and put things on social media talking about, how they feel if people buy these books. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business. I'm not here to tell you what to buy, not to buy, or if that's right to buy it or not to buy it. That's your decision. It's really sad that our human decency has been lost to a point where, in any way, shape, or form, we think this is okay. So, that being said, these are your top 3 books of the week. So there you go.
Joe, anything?
No, you guys said it best. It's just been a sad week, man. So.
Yeah.
Oh, way to go, Yee. You just come in right on the back end when we're all sad.
Oh, my bad. I'm in Oklahoma, so
Are you backstage?
No, I'm like we play we play tomorrow night, so we came in a
Oh.
night early. So we're just out at a bar right now, and so yeah, I met up with Doc Joe earlier. We had dinner and all that. I decided to jump on real quick and say what's up.
Hell yeah, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hopefully the
brother.
show is good.
Good seeing y'all too.
Well,
So
be
where
safe
do
out
you go
there. Have
next?
fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see the cops over there. So
Where are you going next?
and it's
When's
not.
the next show
Yeah.
after this?
When's the what?
Where's the next show after this?
I think it's the October dates.
Okay.
Like when I'll be out in like Phoenix, San Diego, Bloomington, California, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's October 1st to the 6th.
Nice.
There we go. There we go. Well, good shit.
Got any cowboy? I don't have cowboy boots on. I have my Jaws on. They're like pink and purple shoes.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, you guys. That is the Hot 10 for this week. And we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. And make sure you guys, if you're in the Oklahoma area, go check out Yee's band's show tomorrow night. Where is it, E? Where is it?
Oh,
No, not your shirt.
Where's the show?
Where's your show?
yeah. I'm wearing my own band shirt, right?
I know, but where is it? Where are you playing?
Oh, 89th Street is the name of the venue.
There we
Okay.
go.
I don't have headphones, so I can barely hear.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for jumping on. We're ending the show. Stein, what do you say, brother?
See you guys.
All right. Our Quickie Hot 10 starts off with our Golden Age / honorable mention for Zeta Conan original art. This is the man-ape painting that was sold for $13.5 million at a recent heritage auction. And that is a big sale for a Frazetta painting, an all-time high by almost triple the amount. A regular honorable mention, Spawn, issue number 9, first appearance of Angela, is back on the list due to her new appearance in Rivals, the video game, CGC 98, selling for $100+. At number 10, Murder Podcast, issue number 1, the 1 in 5 variant, selling for $10+ on the secondary market, out this week. Number 9, Doctor Strange, issue 450 is back. The Magnolia Hidden Gem 1 in 50 variant. It was selling for $50 raw. It is now $60 to $70+. At number 8, Tama, issue number 2, the Tony Fleece 1 in 10, selling for $30 to $35 raw. Another new book out this week. Number 7, Star Wars: The Legacy of Vader, issue number 8, the Kale New 1 in 25, selling for $50 to $60. This was a book out last week. Number 6 this week, X-Men Age of Apocalypse Alpha, issue number 1, the Joe Madureira version 1 in 50, selling for $60 to $70. There is a great 1 in 200 as well. The trade dress looks just as good. This is a nice little nostalgia hit for you old school Joey Mad fans. At number 5, Street Fighter issue number 1, the first U.S. comic appearance from Malibu in 1993, selling for nice amounts on CGC 98s of $350, with the movie coming out soon. At number 4, Green Lantern issue number 43. This is the Black Lantern Blackest Night appearance. This is the Barrows 1 in 25, selling for $225 and 9/8. And our issues 1 through 3 this week are all Red Hood number 1 issues due to the unfortunate circumstances of the Charlie Kirk assassination. This book has been canceled, and because of that, people are selling copies for ridiculous amounts. If this is something you're into or looking for, hopefully it's just because you're a Red Hood fan, and it's just a bummer that we have to see things like this happen in our world today. And If you are a father, a mother, a sister, a brother, a son, or a daughter, tell your family and your loved ones you love you tonight. That you love them tonight. This is the House of Stein Hot 10 list for the week of September 12th, 2025.